What's up with it, everybody? I'm finna dive right in because I was just doing it, but I don't know. I think some interference with the Wi-Fi though. But it say, "Are you offended because I speak the truth?" And we stay in a world today where it's like lies are popular and the truth is offensive. It's offensive. It's like people love to be lied to, you know, and people do not want the truth. And I'm speaking on a scenario from my view of what I feel about this. All really is stemming from a view of speaking on something that someone asked me and asked me how did I feel about it, and it pertains to couples and couples voicing and speaking how they feel. And it's like we'll receive things from everybody else, but when it comes to your mate, like the person that you are choosing to build a life with, supposed to be your friend, all of that, it's like, for them to speak the truth, we go into throwing a tantrum and saying all kind of things like, "Oh, you think you my mom, dad," and all this other foolishness that we see going on in the world. And just typically today, people just really do not like the truth. Period. Like they really don't. The majority don't. I will say don't like the truth. And when you speak the truth, you become an enemy to them. You become an enemy. And it kind of make me think of the scripture when Christ say, have I become your enemy because I speak the truth? And it was a good question. Not that I've done anything, just speaking the truth, you will create enemies just for speaking the truth. Because when you speak the truth, that means it's like you're throwing shots at them, but you're not intentionally throwing shots at them, but they feel some kind of way and they become offended and they become mad and they become all kind of things just behind speaking the truth. But I'm speaking on something tonight that pertains to a husband and a wife. And the husband, he had basically got a membership for both of them to go to the gym, where the wife received a call from someone at the gym and was like basically confirming the appointment. And the wife called up, reached out to the husband and was like, such and such called me about an appointment at the gym. And he was like, yeah, babe, I got us a membership. And she went on and went in. It was like, got to asking him, you don't like my weight and all these other things. And it went on, and she got to talking about how she had a baby 2 years ago and she had gained weight, and those things could be so true. And I mean, but the whole thing just really went left, and she was ready to leave the man because he had spoke his mind about her having a child 2 years ago, and that she was putting on a lot of weight and he wasn't sexually attracted, you know, to her behind the weight or whatever. And she went into, I put my life on the line to push out a whole baby. And he was like, he was gonna call her later because he was in a meeting and he didn't want her to be upset and all these things. And he even stated, like, the doctor did say last week too that you needed to lose like 80 pounds, and for your health and all of that. And she was like, she's leaving and going with her mom and all of these other things, and getting her own place and everything. And I just feel like that whole situation went left when it really didn't even really have to go left. You know what I'm saying? And why is it's like so many things in that scenario that is really kind of weird to me, because he got a membership for the both of them. He didn't get a membership just for her. Now that would have been speaking a message if he just went and got a membership for her and he wasn't a part of it. You know what I'm saying? But even if that was for the case to encourage her or lift her, or maybe he even needed it himself, because he did state also that this was something that they used to do together. But life happened, things change, life can go in other directions or whatever. But he went and got a membership for them to do it. And I just felt like, if it was me, and I'm only speaking from my angle of things, if it was my husband and he went and got a membership for us, right? And he like, I wouldn't even took it that far to be like, what, you don't like my weight and all of this? Because in my eyes, I just look at it like, what's wrong with working out? What's wrong with being healthy? You know, I wouldn't have just jumped to the conclusion that he didn't like my weight. I wouldn't have did that. You know, being that this is something he have done for us to do together, you know, and being that this is something that if it was us and it was a point of time we did this together, and maybe life happened, we stopped doing it, and then for him to do it and start it back up, I wouldn't have been offended by that. It wouldn't even got to the point of even talking about my weight behind him picking up doing something that we already used to do together. But when she opened up the door and said about her weight and all these other things, he was honest with her on how he felt, on how he felt. And people on today really do that. People will come to you and be trying to talk to you about things or ask you a question, and you be honest about it, and they'll get offended and get mad and be ready to leave. I'm talking even down to friends. I've seen friends even do this. Can come over your house, sit down, start talking to you about whatever. You be honest with them and tell them truly how you feel, but it is not what they want to hear. They get mad, the whole tone change, vibe change, get aggressive. Next thing you know, they picking up their purse, or fellas picking up their keys, and they ready to go behind the truth on how I feel, or it could actually be the truth of the matter. But it makes me think, and even with that, I'm sorry, you are. I mean, because some things really blow my mind, and it really blows my mind when it comes to relationship with men and women. And it's just like, you know, in this scenario with the husband and the wife, even the doctor. Now, the doctor told her first she needed to lose weight. She needed to lose 80 pounds, you know, to get her in a healthy state. Then, so the husband goes and get the membership and all this other stuff, even though low key he been feeling like this, but even in the message he was saying, you know, he backed off, he let her rest, he didn't bother her for 2 years because he understood that she had brought a child into this world, and he had even offered to get a sitter and get well, she can get sessions at home, but she refused. So right there is a problem, because if he was doing these things, there was something already there going on inside of him. And you know, because she didn't address it, and sometimes we don't, and you know, she go on, you know, she was chilling, whatever, just lay back because she had this child. But why was she so offended when her husband spoke how he felt, but yet the doctor said it first? And I'm like, well, did you go get a whole nother doctor? Did you throw the doctor in the trash can? Did you abort the doctor because he told you that you could stand to lose this weight? And why is it that when your husband voices how he feel about the situation, you throwing them in the trash can, you ready to throw the whole marriage away? And this is something I see on today for real a lot in relationships. The person that you're supposed to be building with, the person that you are supposed to be laying beside every day and building something with, can't be honest with you. Can be honest with you. But yet it could be someone outside that could tell you the exact same thing, and yet you will receive it. You ain't ready to throw them in the trash can. You ain't ready to reject them. You ain't ready to get rid of them. Why is that? Why is that? You know, and I know I could hear a lot of ladies saying it. Oh, he should have just accepted me for who I am. And that could be true, but who she was is her inner person. That man probably didn't start dating that lady like that. You know what I'm saying? And he understood the transition of having the baby, and her body could change and things of that nature. But that still did not mean that there was a reason to stay there. And these are just my feelings of how I feel. He didn't mean there was a reason to stay there or use that as an excuse to stay in that place. That doesn't use that for excuse for that to stay in that place. And the man even said, he's like, I thank you for having a baby for me and bringing the baby into this world for me. He thanked her for that, you know. But he telling her, as far as me and you going, what's really going on, like your weight is getting, is getting out of control. And what's wrong with that? I mean, as for me, I mean, really, what's wrong with that? It's just as well as you with somebody, and say for instance, just life could be happening, because life does happen sometime, and I'm very aware of that. And sometimes we can lose ourselves. Sometimes we could be so busy with life that other things go lacking. Right. And if you got a spouse that's honest enough to come to you about a matter or something that they're seeing, or something you know they feeling, and it could be dressed and it could be changed, then why reject that? Why fight against that? Why fight against that? Because what does happen a lot in this world, for real, straight up, seriously. And I'm not saying that it is okay, because it is not, but this is the truth. People have spouses that won't even reject it, be going out here doing all kind of other stuff, but never even told their spouse. And when it manifests, you be like, well, why was you such and such? And they be like, oh, because I feel this way and this way, but you wasn't even aware of it. But if you honestly got a spouse that's willing to come to you and just say, like, this, that, the third, the fourth, or whatever, the fifth, and you can honestly be honest and be like, you know what? Well, yeah, that is the truth. Whether it's something that maybe you didn't want to hear, because in most cases, women really, I mean, being honest, women can be sensitive for real. And being honest, they can be like, little feelings, a little hurt, like, dang, he telling me I need to lose some weight, or he telling me he really doesn't like that. Now you can stay stuck there. Come on, God. You can stay stuck there, but it's unprofitable. And if it is something that is really honestly a legitimate situation, you could address it too, and let's move forward. Boy, come through. We got to stop doing that, y'all, for real. We got to stop doing that in relationships. People are in relationships and they fight each other so hard, and it's just like, I don't understand it though. But this is the person you want to lay down with every day. This is the person you want to claim, so-called claim, you want to be building a life with it, all of this. But we can't be honest with each other. You say something to spouse, say something to one another that they may not feel. They go to fighting you and rejecting you and everything else. And it's just like, are you offended because I tell you the truth? And even if you are offended, it's still a certain way to handle things. It really is. It really is. And sometimes we need to go sit down and regroup and really meditate and think on what is being said to us and reflect on it. And then you have to be honest. Stop playing. Stop playing. If your spouse come to you and say, look, you gaining this weight and it's really becoming a turn off to me, stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. Like, I mean, it may have hurt your feelings, but when you sit down and you think about the matter, right? And you truly are being honest. If you were truly being honest, you would be like, yeah, I am putting on some weight. And for real, to be honest with myself, if I don't address this gonna get out of control for me. Stop playing. Stop playing. And then go and fix it. Go and fix it. So, I mean, man, we got to do better, for real. Or you offended because I tell you the truth. Let me tell you something. A relationship ain't about your spouse always being a yes man. Come on, Lord. This is not what this is about. You being a yes man all the time. No, I'm telling you, boy, people so far off, and I tell y'all this because I truly have a passion for relationships, because what I see on today is that Men and women, like it's like, you know, they have a lifestyle of like can't live with them, but I can't live without them. So what happens is they live in all kind of dysfunctional though. Let me tell you something. Stop being offended because your spouse may tell you the truth. As for me, it's all about perception and how you look at things. I can respect you telling me the truth. It may, even if it may hurt my feelings, be somebody, whatever, I can respect you telling me the truth. Versus you lying to me and pretending to me. That I can't stand. Don't pretend to me. Don't lie to me. Don't act like we this when we really ain't even that. Now you faking it to make it. And that's what's really going on today out here in these relationships. People are sitting around faking it to make it. Dysfunctional, unprofitable, and wonder why it ain't going nowhere. Come on, Lord. Come on. Come on. Like for real. Stop playing. People, stop being offended because somebody tell you the truth. And we're going to branch this out into friendships, your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your uncle, all that. You're being offended because of the truth. But this is the thing, right? In the word of God, it say, you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. Lies keep you in bondage. Lies don't reveal the whole situation. So I'd rather have the truth where the light is shed on all of it than you to be sitting up lying to me. It may not be something I even want to hear. It may not even be something that even make me feel good, but I will at least do this. I will at least go sit down, think about it. I'm going to pray about it. As for me, I'm going to pray about it, right? So I'm going to give God to get some time to get up in here and Lord, let me see if I'm seeing this wrong, if I'm not getting this right or whatever. And then I'm going to address the matter. But please don't lie to me. Tell me the truth. You don't like me. Tell me you don't like me. Don't sit around me and act like you like me when you really don't even like me. If I'm doing something wrong that you can see doing better, that I could do better, please let me know. And something else came to me, or you offended because I tell you the truth. It's just like these kids on today, right? You see these kids out here in the street doing stuff that they don't have no business doing, right? And a lot on today, because the way things set up, they don't even say nothing to these kids because these kids be wilding, right? But you may be one to be like, you know what, young man, young woman, don't do that, baby. You know, this ain't, they get whole offended behind it and start getting disrespectful, cussing you out and everything else because I tell you the truth. Because I'm telling you, look, if you keep doing that, this is what's going to happen. You can end up there, young man, young woman. You know what I'm saying? You can lose your life behind this young man, young woman. But they get offended. It's like the truth is like almost none avoid on today in this world. And everybody love lies. People can't even truthfully walk around in their true beauty because they got this lie going on that you got to look like this and have this going on and have this and all of this fakeness going on. Y'all, I'm telling you, we got to do better. We got to do better in the relationships that we in, right? With people, you know, you want to be around people that tell you the truth. For real, even if it's their truth, meaning how they feel. Don't be so quick to reject it and fly off the handles. Even if you do not understand how they feel, at least sit back and try to get out of your body. Come on, Lord. And how you feel and try to at least understand where they coming from and be of an understanding mind. Now, don't get me wrong. It is some feelings that we can have that's flat out a lie, and I don't receive it, period, point blank at all. But I'm talking about relationships. You got to remember, a relationship is about two people. It's about two people. And one thing for sure, we cannot live upon this earth without each other, and we have to interact with each other. And man, the world looks in such a disarray today because people really don't know how to relate to one another. They really don't, and people are just so headstrong, haughty. You know, it's how I feel. They don't want to see nothing else, feel nothing else, or none of that. And so they just reject the whole matter, rejecting people, rejecting things that could be very beneficial to you if you just get out your body. For real. And it make me think like your spouse come home, right? And it could be man or woman. And they could be like, you know what, baby, I understand. Look, this, and that can be going on. And this stuff happens, Lord. And it's just like, for real, it happens. I understand that you got this, and that going on, but really, I like to step out and go somewhere. I want to see you get dressed up. You know, you really kind of then let yourself go with this, that going on. You know what I'm saying? I do this while you go get. You got crazy people out here that'd be like, ah, so what you trying to say? You gonna bring that to me, and you being unappreciative that I'm doing this and doing. Miss the whole point. Miss the whole point. They can't even be honest to come to you and say, like, look, I understand all of this and that, but I like to see you get together, get yourself together, get sexy, looking good. I'm talking this will be man or woman, and the mate of straight flip out and manipulate. Lord, come on. The matter. Oh, y'all, I'm telling you, I can't be on here long. But I'm telling y'all, we gotta do better. Stop doing that. Your spouse should be able to come to talk to you about whatever. Whatever. I know it's for me. All this that I speak, this is just for me. This is just, I don't want to be with nobody that I cannot speak how I feel. Period. Or the concerns or the matters that's on my heart to my spouse. What we doing here? Are we living in a mirage? What's going on here? And you get offended because I'm telling you how I feel, or the matters or the concerns of my heart, and I'm bringing it to you, and you gonna flip the script, even if it is about you, and you gonna flip the script, and now you finna manipulate, you ready to leave, you ready to go, you ready to call the hostage. Like, come on, we gotta do better, for real. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. We got to do better. And if that's the case, you don't need friends. Don't have friends. You know what I'm saying? You and if you do have some, go out there and get the ones you could buy, because they gonna fake it to try to make it. You understand what I'm saying? Go buy you some yes mans. Go buy you some always what you said, boss. That you showed enough right about. I look good. You show do, boss. You look good in that. And deep down on the inside, they like, you don't even, you look a hot mess in that. Like, for real, stop playing. This go for friendships, relationships, and any other kind of shit. For real. You don't want no bunch of yes men around you. That's not what you want. And in any relationship, you should not get offended because someone tells you the truth, or tells you how they feel, or what is on their heart. But above all, don't get offended by the truth. Even if it's the truth that may hurt you a little bit. That means, okay, you heard it, boom, you felt that. Now let's address the matter so we can move forward. And I could do better, or you could do better. So I don't keep going on and on about this, because I'm telling y'all, man, so much I can say. We got to do better. And especially in spouse relationships, like, your spouse don't have to be your yes man. They don't have to always be saying yes to something. What you want them to do is to be there to have your back and to tell you the truth. That's what you want. Because anything else, man, is a lie. So I'm up off of here. Y'all already know what it is. Until the next time, salute to the Messiah. Huh. But y'all already knew this.